That is letting somebody into your sovereign space. This is your sovereign space. Your biochemical universe, your biochemical milieu is yours. Your personal. Nobody else has that. There's a Aaron personal biochemistry, there's a Ben personal biochemistry, there's a personal biochemistry for all of us. And if we let somebody get in there, if we let somebody hack into the machinery, we are letting somebody into our sovereign space. And that is the most personal affront that there is. Mm-hmm. So how do you take over? You figure out a way that you don't eat the French fries. You figure out a way that you don't eat the potato chips. It's not funny. I hear people make jokes about it. I don't find it personally funny that we're compelled to eat French fries or compelled to eat potato chips. That is a demonstration of the most offensive and egregious intrusion into your sovereign space that is possible.
Well, I agree. And then we have so much problems with the economic situation, all the focus on the housing bubble.
Right.
I mean, there's a huge medical bubble. They make money on the way up and the way down. Selling us food, all the modern diet stuff. But then talk about big agri in the medical industry.
GNP.
Excuse me, big pharma.
Do you know what the gross national product is? 15% health care. It's trillions of dollars. If we got healthy, 15% of our GNP would go down the tubes. So we have created an economic system that feeds on our sickness, that depends on us being hospitalized. Why do you think there's Obamacare? You think Obamacare is there for people? Obamacare is not there for people. Obamacare is there so you can have guaranteed federal money for drug companies, guaranteed federal money for hospitals, guaranteed federal money for HMOs. It's not there for individual people. If we really cared about individual people, we would have national magnesium insurance, where every American gets 2,000 milligrams of magnesium for being an American. Your tax dollars go for your nutrition. Your tax dollars go so you can have a massage every week. Your tax dollars go so you can have yogurt every week or some kind of quality food every week. We don't have that. We have a system of health care where your tax dollars go to drug companies. Your tax dollars go to hospitals. Your tax dollars go to HMOs and insurance companies.
We hear about all the diarrhea and diseases that could be fixed for pennies in Africa or some third world country, but they spend the money on planned agriculture for GMOs.
Exactly, farming. And we know that our health began to decline as soon as we farm. That's the last thing we want to be doing if we really care about people, is agriculture and teaching them farming techniques. We want to be making sure that everybody has supplementation. To me, it is so simple, Aaron. It's almost negligent for us to not be taking care of a nutritional supplement program, for us not to be incorporating a nutritional supplement program in our life. It's almost like giving in to the New World Order. And I know people don't intentionally mean to do that, but when you eat the French fries and you say, well, I don't supplement, or I'm not going to supplement, or I'm not going to take care of my dietary needs, you're almost giving yourself up. You're almost throwing yourself into the arms of the New World Order. To me, getting on a supplement program, getting on an exercise program, becoming powerful and strong from a nutritional standpoint is the greatest statement you can make against Big Pharma. It's the greatest statement you can make against the New World Order. And by the way, we become docile to the extent that we participate in the food system. We become dumb to the extent that we participate in the food system, and we become sick to the extent that we participate in this food care, in our food system. So if you want to be not docile and strong, if you want to be not dumb but smart, you have to figure out a way to control the food you're eating, and the best way to do that is with a nutritional supplement program.
We know about Bertrand Russell. He's a
philosopher.
Yeah, well, he wrote The Impact of Science on Society in about 1950. He said the way they're going to control the populations, there's a lot of quotes, but the key quote, through diet, injections, and injunctions. And injunctions is probably the most obscure of those terms, but that's withholding all this nutritional stuff.
I didn't know that. That's awesome. So
well,
he actually said that.
Sense.
He actually said that.
Oh, yeah.
He actually admitted it.
Literally keeping us dumbed down.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know what? There's no excuse to be dumb these days, because we have Infowars, we have the internet, we have people like Alex Jones and yourself who are going out and preaching the message. So just like disease is volitional to a large extent, diabetes is a volitional disease to a large extent, heart disease, high blood pressure, these are choices that we make. Being dumb is a choice also, because today, God love the internet, God love Infowars, God love people who are trying to wake up the American public. We have access to all of this stuff. You almost have to choose to be dumb. You almost have to choose to be blind. You almost have to put blinders on your eyes intentionally if you're going to miss what's right in your face.
Well, I know what you're saying, but it's very easy to get caught up in that false world they build and sell you on TV.
It is.
It's very much part of that Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which I think is an expression of reverse engineering how to control us. I mean, it's food and security and a few other things that keep you from breaking into those higher levels.
Right, they control you at that level.
So if you never get the proper food and all the rest of it,
you're still on those lower levels. You're not into self-actualization. That's right. That's right.
Something to it.
What you want to do is you want to figure out a way so you can get those lower levels met on your own so that you can go up to self-actualization at the top. But you're right. As long as people are kept hungry, I mean, think about how much time the average person spends just thinking about food. Think about how much time the average person spends spending on food or participating somehow in food.
Yeah.
Think about all the energy you would have, all the time you would have, all the money you would have if you weren't concentrating your energy and your time and your money on your next meal. You know, we have channels on TV that are dedicated to food. That's all they do is food. Food is one of the driving forces of being alive, is somehow making sure you're getting food. Once you start supplementing, once you start getting the nutrients that you need, you will have all this time, all this money, all of this energy that you can spend on self-actualization, on getting smarter, on getting better, because you'll have your nutritional needs met, your fundamental needs met.
Now, look, I know you have a couple more things on your list. What, minerals and trace herbs?
So continue with vitamins. The B complex and vitamin C, those are your water-soluble vitamins. Your next class of vitamins are your fatty vitamins. And these are extremely important because these are your vitamins of healing and regeneration and youth. And those are your fatty vitamins, vitamins D, E, A, and K. We call them DEEK. Vitamin D used to be, they used to tell us in pharmacy school, they said, don't worry about vitamin D because you get it from the sun. Well, today, we don't get vitamin D from the sun because we're all wearing sunscreens and sunblocks. Let me tell you something, Aaron. One of the worst things you can ever put on your skin is a chemical sunscreen. And if you're using a chemical sunscreen because you're protecting yourself from the sun, first of all, you should have better ways to protect yourself from the sun. Eating your vegetables is one of the best, and getting antioxidants and nutrients is one of the best. But if you're using a sunscreen, as soon as you get home, wash that thing off, because the stuff in a sunscreen is so toxic and so deadly that when I buy it in my pharmacy, because I have to make products with it, it has a skull and crossbones on it. Yeah. And if you were to drink that sunscreen out of the bottle, the actual ingredient, sunscreen ingredient, you would die or have your stomach pumped. And I know you're putting it on your skin, and it's not like you're eating it, but do you really want to put that kind of deadly compound on your skin? I think not. So vitamin D deficiency today, unfortunately, is very common, largely because people are terrified of the sun. Interestingly, vitamin D is made from cholesterol. So if you're taking a drug that is knocking out your body's ability to make cholesterol, your vitamin D levels will immediately suffer. So vitamin D is extremely important for the immune system. It's important for how cells divide and grow. Vitamin D is chemotherapy. It's used to treat cancer. Vitamin D is amazing, amazing stuff. Vitamin E is important for the cardiovascular system, for the heart. It's important for the brain. It's important for sun protection. It's an anti-inflammatory. If you want to heal really fast, if you pop a zit or you have a wound, a burn, and you have to go to some party and you don't want to have this zit or wound on your face, super high doses of vitamin E are amazingly healing. And my super high dose is 1,000 international units, 2,000 international units a day of vitamin E. Vitamin E, by the way, comes in 8 different forms, and they're all important. And if you buy the cheapo kind of vitamin E, you're not going to get those 8 different forms. Vitamin K, important for bone health and for calcium metabolism and for for bruising. And then vitamin A is arguably the single most important vitamin in your body. Vitamin C may be close. Vitamin A is important for the immune system. It's important for skin health, for the liver, endlessly important. Here's the problem with these fatty vitamins. Remember I talked about fat malabsorption, how many people don't absorb their fats. If you suffer from fat malabsorption issues, you immediately will have your vitamin A levels, vitamin D levels, vitamin E levels, and vitamin K levels compromised because you're not going to be able to absorb those things. So it is absolutely critical to straighten out any fat malabsorption problems for these vitamins. Also, supplementing can help you bypass some of those malabsorption problems, although you'll still have a little bit of problems if you have malabsorption with vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, and K levels. Now, vitamin A also is anti-cancer, and topically, vitamin A is tremendous for acne and tremendous for psoriasis. Same with vitamin D. Then your minerals, those are like the batteries that run everything else. You know, they found a battery in Iraq, which used to be Mesopotamia. They actually found a battery that was 2,500 years old. Did you hear about this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how you say, well, gosh, these were ancient people. How did they know about batteries? They knew that minerals conduct electricity. And it wasn't until the 1700s that here in the West, or maybe the late 1600s, no, actually it was the end of the 1700s, when Alexander Volta in Italy discovered the same thing. that minerals conduct electricity. So when you eat your minerals or drink your minerals, however you're getting your minerals, you are literally drinking electrical energy. But electrical energy at different frequencies. Each mineral conducts energy at a different frequency, and there's 80 plus different minerals depending on who you ask, and they all come off the periodic table. Mineral deficiency should not happen because minerals are in the soil. And when you eat the plants, when you eat the vegetables, you're supposed to get the minerals. Well, of course, today, because of soil erosion and poor farming techniques, the minerals aren't in the soil. Consequently, they're not in the vegetables. So many people are mineral deficient, to the point where by the 1920s, it was even politicians knew that mineral deficiencies were a problem. The best way to get your minerals, and there's two different kinds of minerals I should tell you. There's macro minerals, there's minerals you need larger amounts of, and then there's trace minerals. The best way to get your minerals from foods is from vegetables. The best way to get your minerals in supplementation is from liquid supplements. Now, there are some minerals that you need large amounts of, and one in particular stands out in importance, and that's zinc. And zinc deficiency is extremely common, and it's almost tragic because you can get your zinc needs met with a 50 milligram capsule, which costs you less than 10 cents at your average health food store. And zinc is involved in 200 different chemical reactions in your body. Magnesium is involved in 300 different chemical reactions in the body, and zinc deficiency and magnesium deficiency are more common than not. So between two minerals alone, you have 500 different chemical reactions in your body.
These go in pairs, though, by the way.
Minerals come in pairs, that's right. Well, not all of them, but there are mineral pairs. Zinc is paired with copper, calcium is paired with magnesium. So different minerals are paired with each other, and that's one of the things about supplementing is it's a little tricky to get these pairs together, and that's why I like supplement systems like the longevity system is the pairs are taken care of for you. But the point I want to make about zinc is it is so tragic that people suffer from zinc deficiency, which can cause immune problems and skin problems and bone problems and digestive problems, liver problems and adrenal problems. It's so tragic because it takes so little to get yourself on a zinc supplement. You just go to a health food store and buy a bottle of 100 zinc capsules for less than $10. So minerals are extremely important. They activate vitamins. Mineral deficiencies are extremely common. The last chapter is accessory nutrients. There's a bunch of them. One of my favorites is something called NAC for N-acetylcysteine. NAC is the #1 most important supplement you could take for liver toxicity. Many people suffer from liver toxicity. NAC has a way of combining with mercury and other toxic minerals, helping it pass through your body. Another very important trace nutrient or accessory nutrient that people should be taking is good bacteria or probiotics.
Yeah.
Now, I've been talking about probiotics for a long time, and I was very gratified to see Jamie Lee Curtis on TV talking about probiotics also, because now even drug companies know that probiotics are so powerful and so cheap and so dramatically effective that you can actually buy them at a grocery store, probiotics. You're not going to get the good stuff at a grocery store. You're going to get the watered-down stuff at a grocery store. But that shows you how powerful this stuff is, that even drug companies know that they could sell you probiotics. And let me tell you something. There is nothing that will take care of your digestive problems faster than a good probiotic supplement. I like the Biolumin Nightly Essence from Longevity, but there's a lot of good probiotic supplements. If you have Crohn's disease, celiac disease, any kind of ulcerative colitis or any kind of irritable bowel syndrome problems, get yourself on a probiotic supplement. It is unbelievable how fast those things will work for digestive problems within a day in many cases.
Okay, well, hold on right there, because I know I, for one, get really confused once we get down the alphabet and all the technical names. But first of all, your radio show, Brightside, Ben, you really break it down. I've listened a lot to it. And
thank you.
Just learned so much. But the other is that Longevity, the Longevity line of vitamins.
Right.
Alex has the website, InfowarsTeam.com. You can get the Beyond Tangy Tangerine that has almost all these stuff we're talking about.
Well, we made it simple. The Alex Pack is a very simple way to interface with these nutrients, to get involved with these nutrients. No, like you say, it can be a little bit confusing. And I understand. I've been doing this for 30 years, and so I have a way of grasping it that the average person isn't going to be able to grasp. You don't have to study nutrition for 30 years in order to participate this way. The Alex Pack is an easy way to get the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, the Ultimate EFAs, the essential fatty acids, and the magnesium and calcium, liquid magnesium and calcium, and the OsteoFX. It costs around $112 a month. It is the best investment in your health you will make. It is half the price of your average 30-day prescription cost. Now, I know some people are on insurance and they're paying only $10 or $20 copay, but for $112 a month, which is about less than $4 a day, you can have all your nutritional needs met, and if you have any kind of health issue, whether it's diabetes or high blood pressure or whatever it is, you can notice an immediate change once you start to take these products. Now, I'm not going to tell you you're going to reverse absolutely everything right away. That's not necessarily going to happen until you've been participating in it for a while, but